want to tell you a quick story. I was in Austin, Texas back in '06. I just sold the city of Austin sewer department a system just like this one. And I was talking to one of the crew guys, just like one of you guys. He said, "Dave, you don't know this, but I'm the $250,000 employee." I said, "Wow, what happened?" He said, "I was humping hose on the job and I blew a disc in my back." He had to go in for surgery. By the time the surgery was finished, the city had spent about $200,000 or more on his back surgery. Okay? The real system that they purchased was $190,000. He said, "Geez, it would have been money ahead had they bought this before I had this injury." So this is what this real system's for. To take the responsibility and the weight off of your shoulders, literally, and put the weight and effort on the reel system. So anytime you're out there in the field and you need to move product, let the reel do the work. The reel is designed to transport, deploy, retrieve, and store the hose. So when we're going to take a piece of hose off of here and kind of pull it over probably 25 or 30 feet, then I'm going to show people how to run the reel. I'm going to talk about it before we start the engine. Lighter on this system will hold 660 feet of hose, okay? And doing your high school math, 660 feet times 8 is 5,280 feet. And how many people know what 5,280 feet is?
A mile.
That's a mile, okay? So if this is full of hose, you got 660-foot lengths of hose. That's 3,300 feet, okay? Almost 3/4 of a mile of hose on this reel, okay? So think about it. Now what you see here is 660s cut down into shorter lengths because, and you know this as well as I do, there's no perfect world. So the manhole is always not going to be exactly where it should be for the hose that you've got on that divider if it was all 660 feet. So some of these have been cut down to 330 footers, 200 footers, 60 footers, and I think there's a 100 footer here too. Now I would recommend that somebody mark the divider so you know what length of hose is in that divider, because the last thing you want to do is have more hose out here than you need, but you want to make sure you have enough for what you're doing, okay? So what you do when you initially start, you're driving out to the situation. You know you've got a blocked sewer manhole. The line is blocked. You got to get it to the next manhole, because what you're going to do is bypass a manhole. That's the term of bypass system, okay? You want to get to where you want to pump the product to, okay? That's where you're going to start. And when you're going to start, you're going to put this manhole cover with this threaded outlet, and it's going to be soon a cam lock fitting. You're going to take this out, put it over the manhole that you want to pump to. It's going to have a cam lock fitting that's going to mate up with this male cam lock here. So it's going to be a female cam lock. Okay, you'll set that out here. You'll start driving back to where the problem is located, okay, where it originates. Be it 300 foot, 500 foot, 660 feet, okay? As you're driving down the street, the reel will unreel itself, okay? As it is right now, it's a free reeling, okay? As you deploy, you grab the end and hook it to this discharge point, and you drive back again to wherever the problem is located, down the street, around the corner, whatever, okay? Once you get to where the problem is, you've got a suction hose here. You want to put that into the manhole, hook it up to the side of the Godwin pump over here. The wheel will go obviously around and around, and you put the hose back into the dividers that it came from, okay? Once you get to an end fitting, you'll stop, take a rope, wrap it around the end fitting, tie it to the reel system. Start up again. Put the next end fitting into the center cavity of the reel, which will capture that first coupling, start up the reel again, and the reel will go around and around, and you'll continue picking up the hose, retrieving it. So when you finish, all the hose will be back on the reel just like it was when you started. Tying each end off as you come to the ends. Okay? Now the reel, the engine, has enough power to pull the hose into the reel full of product. Okay? Full of your water and your waste. So what you don't want to have happen is get yourself tangled up into this mechanism up here with the reel. Because again, it has enough power that it'll pull 660 feet of hose back into this reel. And it won't know if it's got an arm in there or a leg in there, because that reel will go around and around. Alright? So be careful when you do it. Do not get tangled up with the chain cable over here on this side. Alright? Only thing you should be worried about. Do it the same every time. It's going to delay getting the hose off of the reel. So just be aware, as you take the rope off the reel, make sure you use the same kind of a knot each time to make it easy for the next guy to untie the knot and get it ready for deployment.
We might be able to do a
Go next to that part right there. You know what's interesting? The horse wants to keep going. All right, you can lay it down. Okay. Now we're going to have that hooked up to the end of that. All right. Once all the hose has been deployed off of this.
How does that clamp on it?
Well, you got to get it fitted. We're going to get it. You haven't got all the fittings. That's the safety lever here. Once that safety lever is disengaged, you put your safety latch down and then loosen your brake so the reel is free reeling. When you go to retrieve back to the reel, you raise your safety latch, you engage your reel. I think it's our job. And everybody else.
got a part of that quick.